In the last video, we were working with Pearson's R, and we were looking at this example with our income in dollars versus the amount that we spend on recreation. We, at the end of the video, came up with an R value of 0.89. I think I stopped it after the 9, but it should round to 896. We're supposed to go to 3 decimal places, and I got a little bit lazy and didn't take that all the way. The request then was that you guys go back to this example next, where the educator is looking for the relationship between absences and final course grade. And notice the more absences a student had, then the lower the final exam score was. So if you made a spreadsheet and you found your xy's and your x squareds and your y squareds and add them up, you should get an R value there of negative 0.981. It should be negative because our data goes downhill as we move from left to right. And even without doing a hypothesis test on this, I'm going to tell you 0.98 is usually good enough. That's really darn close to being a perfectly straight line. If you look at this example here where we said with our eyes that just looks like a blob and there doesn't seem to be any sort of relationship at all, if you go back and quantify it and find the R anyway, just to clarify 100%, the R value here is 0.148. I'm going to tell you that I've never seen anything less than 0.5, meaning between negative 0.5 and positive 0.5, ever be sufficient to write the equation of a line. So in the next videos, and this one's just going to be pretty short and sweet with these two examples, but from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do a hypothesis test to determine, is this close enough to being a straight line, that we then need to proceed through and figure out what that straight line equation would be. And we call that process linear regression, determining the line that's quote-unquote best fit for the data. So do we go forward and find that line, or do we stop and say, I'm not sure that's close enough? So the next video, we'll talk about how we decide quote-unquote close enough, and whether we get to go on and worry about it any further.